Shalom, my beloved brothers and sisters. I would like to open, as always, with a prayer, and that we will definitely move on to the lesson that has been prepared. Nahamawa, Nachamawa, Apmaya ya Amara, Alahaya Kama, Dobura wa Atla Laba. Yurawa Shalama Kura wa Alayaha Kaya Malaha Tisbaha Kaya Naratisha Apana Kaya Apaha Mayadaya Hawaha Kapala Yama Bakala Kata Adaya Ha. It is definitely known that, as it says, comfort ye, my people. Speak ye comfortably to them. Tell them their warfare has been accomplished and their sins have been pardoned. For they have received of Yahweh's hand double for all what they have done. This is a very important prayer that is given to us to tell us. And he said, comfort ye, my people. And he says, speak comfortably to them, to Jerusalem, and cry unto her that her warfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is pardoned. For she has received of Yahweh's hand double for all her sins. I want to thank you for giving me your time this evening. And may the Spirit of the living God continue to bless you in every divine way. It is definitely important to understand our position, where and how to acquire the understanding. It is told us, lean not on thy own understanding. So, what understanding should we lean on if it's not our own? It is the words of the living God that we will, as is stated in Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5, and lean not on to thy own understanding. It is very important that we understand that words and the language of a people is the guidance that allows them to understand where they came from. And the titles that you give people. Let me start off with this. The voice of our cry was never heard by our oppressor. Those that took us captive hardened their heart and would not hear our cry for mercy. Now, we were brought here as captive. We was never brought here as citizens. And the wording throws us off to where it's hard to find a way by which we can identify and travel back. And as it says in Deuteronomy 28, verse 68, among these nations shall ye find no ease, neither shall the sole of your feet have rest. Now he's telling you that you are a captive people. And he says these to you so that you may know, as it says in Deuteronomy 28, verse 43, the stranger that is within you shall get up above you very high, and you shall come down very low. Who are the strangers? The migrants population coming through the borders of the United States. These are the strangers that they will give substantial a way of surviving by giving them sources that they wouldn't even give you. And therefore, it says, to whom he said, this is the rest wherewith ye may cause the weary to rest. But this is the refreshing, yet they would not hear. But the word of Yahweh, so our refreshing of knowing who we are will come through Yahweh's word to give us a clear identity of our truly who we are, not the names they have given us, but the names that totally belong to us. We are a captive people. We're not a citizen. And therefore, knowing that, we must find the source by which will help us to come to the strength and to understand who we are. It says, all the leaders that ye have paid to guide you, that have misled you, are going into hell. Because government is paid for. It's not something that is free. And therefore, remember, for you to remember your journey, remember the tribes of Israel are captive people, sold to their enemies. And what did it say in Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 29? It says, your enemies shall be found liars. But when it starts off, it says, happy art thou, Israel, for who's like unto thee, O people saved in your house? And he told you, he said, these people are your enemies, and they're never going to tell you the truth. They're going to give you words that doesn't fit you. And therefore, when you're tied up in these words and not understanding, maybe there is a source that will give you clarification. And as it says in Deuteronomy 28, verse 68, and Yahweh shall bring you into Egypt again with ships, and there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. These are precious words that allows us to align with the Spirit of our God to return. It says in Leviticus 26, verse 37, and you shall have no power to stand before your enemies. He's telling you that what is in place, that you can see that the circumstances against you, he's telling you these things are going to happen. He says in Leviticus 26, verse 37, and your sons shall fight against one another. So this camaraderie between us that is with ourselves, not knowing that they have given us a different identity through words. Leviticus 26, verse 44. And yet, for all that, when they be in the land of what? Their enemies, I will not cast them away, neither will I abhor them to destroy them utterly, and to break my covenant with them, for I am their God. So Yahweh has said this to us. He said, Israel, I am your God. And though you be among your enemies, I'm not going to destroy you utterly, but you will be punished. That's why is the punishment now? Has it stopped? Is it, you have to understand there is a time between. That's why he told Rebecca, all this is for an appointed time. And that's why he said, at this time, I shall gather you at a particular time. And Yahweh, by us reading the Torah, the prophecy, and being taught by teachers, rabbis, those that will stand on the platform to give us information that will lift us up and give us comfort and tell us what we must do in these days so that we may secure ourselves in the framework of a steady mind, a steady thought of who we are. As it says in Hosea 8, verse 8, Israel, the tribes of Israel, is swallowed up. Now they shall be among the nations or Gentiles as a vessel wherein there is no pleasure. Now, you don't have your proper identity in your name. So now they telling you they don't have want nothing to do with you and they gonna cash you out. You understand? They gonna turn their back on you, like I told you before. You're not going to have, listen, my brothers and sisters, ain't nobody coming to help us, but we don't need their help. We have our help in the name of Yahweh God to keeping all of his commandments. So he says, Israel, the tribes of Israel, you have destroyed yourself, but in me is your help. That's Hosea 13, verse 9. He said, what you must do to have a relationship with Yahweh, what? You must return and keep the commandments. Because he said, I love those that love me. How can you show the love and the admiration towards Yahweh God? But by keeping his commandments. It doesn't work any other way. Because righteousness comes by keeping the commandments. You don't get it just to say, well, I'm Israel. It's good. But you can take all those other titles, citizenship. Those are not your title. Your title is that you are one with Yahweh. That's why he said, Shema Yisrael, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh God. Hear, O Israel, you're one with me. Now, being one with Yahweh God allows you to be a master. You understand? And how do you must understand to to be able to diagnose the universe? What is the most perfect things is the name, the spirit and the name of Yahweh is perfect. What did Yahweh create? He created through his word, through the spirit, through his name, aura, light. He created light. Let there be light. And how did he do it? By his word. And therefore, that's why he said, the remnant of Israel shall not do no iniquity, nor shall any lies be found in their mouth. So our mouth is one of the greatest blessings, learning how to what? Call on the name and the things that will come out of our mouth must be proper. We are a proper people. We are a perfect people because the law, he said, what? The law is perfect, converting the soul. Why? Because the law is perfect, the Torah is perfect. So when you join yourself with it, then you become perfect. You know who you are. And therefore you take on the right understanding of yourself. Like it says in Malachi chapter 3, verse 7, return unto me, and I will return unto you. Yahweh said, and how do you return unto Yahweh God? By keeping the commandments. There's no other way. By keeping the holidays, Shabbat day. You're not going to be able to do it no other way. Don't let nobody tell you you can do it any other way because it's not true. There's only one way to do it. My job is just to tell it. This is say it. To tell you how important you are. And if you reject that, then with what balance can you have? It's not about the voting, it's about you. All through the Torah, Yahweh's talking about you. All through the prophecies talking, he said, I want my children, I want the chosen people that I've made a covenant. Let me read this back to you again. You understand what I'm saying? He says, and yet for all that when they be in the land of their enemies, not their friends, Leviticus 26, verse 44, I will not cast them away, neither will I abhor them to destroy them utterly, and to break what? My covenant. He said, with them, for I am their God. He is my God. I am his chosen. And therefore, I want you to understand that position that you have. You are masters of the universe, not children. You understand? When you put on the cloak of being Yashar Allah, Allah, God, you understand? Yashar Allah, one that has power with God and has prevailed, you are a master. You're not a child. Take away the childish things and put on what? The mastery that you are. And how do you obtain that? Start keeping the commandments. Start keeping the holidays. You understand? I remember my son was talking to me and I was telling him about, the migrants coming in. He said, Dad, we have more problems than worrying about the those that are coming in. I said, son, black people don't have no problem. They solved their problem a long time ago. And that's what I'm saying is that we have run a race that we've already won. We are such a tired people in the United States of America. We just done said, hey man, we just gave up. You know what I'm saying? We're tired. We are very resourceful people. We're very energetic people. They've beat us up so much. We have to understand. We have the answer. Nobody has to help you. What you got to do is keep these commandments. It doesn't matter if nobody hears me. What matters is if I tell it. You understand what I'm saying? Because I know they don't have a chance without keeping these commandments, without calling on the name of Yahweh God. And when you call on that name, you enter into judgment. That's right. See, we were such a phenomenal people. Yahweh said to Israel, he says in Micah chapter 3, verse 6, he said, For I am Yahweh, I change not, therefore you sons of Jacob are what? Not consumed. He says, my commitment to you stands firm, even of all that you've done. And I will go and I will take the remnant. That's why he said only a remnant. A remnant. But you, as being an Israelite, put on your garment, put on your tzitzis. You understand what I'm saying? Anything that Yahweh told you to do was to protect you. He didn't tell you to put on it because it doesn't have a meaning. The thing about it is he wants you to trust him. He told you, I will not alter the things that have come out of my lips. He said, that which I've said, it stands. My brothers and sisters, King Solomon in 2 Corinthians verse 1 to 15, and the king made silver and gold at Jerusalem and plenty as stones. He made gold. Yahweh taught him to make gold. Where they go into the ground, they pull out a whole mountain. Man, he gave Solomon the knowledge to make gold. My brothers and sisters, this life is not difficult. It's challenging, but it's the challenges that you will come into walking through the valley of discipline. But as you become disciplined, you find out it widens, it gets bigger, and you give glory to Yahweh God that has given you, because that's what Torah is. Torah is discipline. So as it says in Ezekiel, chapter 6, verse 8, yet will I leave a remnant that have that you that some of you shall escape the sword among the nations, when you shall be scattered throughout the countries. He said, I'm gonna leave a remnant. We are recipients of that remnant that escaped to rise up to say, as it says in Zechariah chapter 10, verse 9, and I will sow them among the people, and they shall remember me in far countries, and they shall live with their children and turn again. Are we doing that? Are we, he said, when these things come to mind, when you say, I'm an Israelite, I'm not a citizen of this place. I was brought here. Let me start my journey back home. You say, well, how would you start your journey? He said, let me just start keeping the commandments. Yahweh will pick me. Once I start keeping the commandments, then the angels will come around me and protect me. The angels of Yahweh. Hallelujah. Praise Yahweh God. He said the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, but the righteous is given into the hands of the angels of Yahweh God. Go read it. It's there. The angels that surround you, that comfort you, that you don't dash your feet against a stone because of your obedience. And as it says in Numbers 23, verse 9, for from the top of the rock I see him, and from the hill I behold him. Lo, the people shall dwell alone and shall not be recognized among the nations. You're not recognized. You're not a citizen. You're an Israelite. And they told you, said, you're not, they're not going to recognize you. They're not going to give you anything. And that's why Yahweh said, they have robbed us, my brothers and sisters. And it says in Zechariah chapter 1, verse 15, and I am very sore displeased with the nations, the heathens, that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they what? Help forward the affliction. Go back and read it. He says they got together, but let's kind of, because I want to tell you, we all right. But there are things that we have to do to make it all right. It says in Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 7, and they shall talk of them when they sitteth in thy house, and when you walk it by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise it up. See, we don't talk about our God enough. We don't talk about Yahweh enough. When we read the Torah, prophecy, and writings, Yahweh is always talking about the tribes of Israel. We who are the chosen should always be talking about Yahweh God. We should always be talking about him. Always, my brothers and sisters, as it says, but they know not the thoughts of Yahweh. When we read the Torah, writings, and prophecy, we're learning Yahweh's purpose. We're learning our God's purpose. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 26. This is the purpose that is proposed upon the whole earth. And this is the hand that is stretched out upon all the nations. He said, this is Isaiah 14, verse 24. Yahweh of hosts has sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass. And as I have proposed, so shall it stand. For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, said Yahweh, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. And that's Jeremiah 29, verse 11. Jeremiah 14, verse 24. Jeremiah 14, verse 26. My brothers and sisters, love your God with all your mind and all your might. Love him because he loves you. And what did he say? Fear me. And fear goes, if you stop and think about it, there's different types of fear. But Yahweh wants you to have the fear of not breaking the commandments and knowing that you will be punished. He said, the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous, lest the righteous put their hands to iniquity. Though Job, Daniel, and Noah be in there, only through their righteousness can they be delivered. My brothers and sisters, you ain't gonna get no better than that. It's something that you gotta work out for you. You understand? I can come and tell you these things, but you gotta do the work. And the work is personal. You are great and wonderful people. And there's nothing in this earth that's against you when you keep those commandments. And when you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And through the rivers, they shall not overflow you. When you walk through the fire, you shall not be burned, neither shall the flame be kindled upon you. Hallelujah. Yahweh Allah Yama. Behold, I will bring them from the north country and gather them from the crust of the earth, and with them the blind and the lame, the woman with child, and her that travail with child. Together a great multitude, a great company shall return. It can't be no sweeter than that. May your days be sweet, my beloved. May you take all your desires and knock on the door of the God that has made a covenant with you. I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel, not after the old covenant which they broke. I will put my Torah in their inner parts and write it upon their hearts. And we shall build cities in the skies and beneath the seas. We shall take distant trips to distant galaxies, and we will have picnics in the sun. May Yahweh bless you, and I will bring the blind by way that they know not. I will lead them in a path that they have not known. I will make darkness light before them and crooked things straight. These things will I do unto them and not forsake them. May Yahweh bless you in every way, and may you continue to have the peace. Praise be the name of Yahweh God. May your name be ever praised. And thank you for giving me your time, and I really appreciate it. And may you go and enjoy life in its entirety. Amen.